been working together for a while now, Patti. We're basically online best friends, and occasionally we get to see each other in person, which is always nice.
Yeah.
But let's start with you describing your relationship with food growing up. What was your relationship with food like for the first half of your life?
Oh my gosh. It was horrible. My dad was a meat and potato person. Like the only vegetable you really ever had were carrots and maybe corn, sometimes peas. My dad's saying was, the one that eats the fastest gets the mostest. So that was something that I lived by for a long time because you thought the way your parents fed you was healthy, but it was all noodles and simple carbs, actually.
How do you think that influenced your relationship with food as like an adolescent and a young adult? Because before we met, you were kind of stuck in that perpetual diet cycle, right? Try a diet, lose some weight, but then gain it all back, that yo-yo ride.
Right, I did that for many years. I even did pills and then shakes. It tasted horrible and sandy. Weight Watchers, that wasn't that great. You would go and weigh in every week. Um, I did the plan. You're taking your temperature and you're standing on the scale daily, because if your weight goes up, that means your body's reactive to, say, like dairy. It was just a disappointment all my young life until I met you, of the yo-yo dieting and doing like camps for 3 months and going and working your butt off just till you couldn't wait till you were done and you could go to get a chicken sandwich at Wendy's, and then that became a habit after you were done. And then I always fell off the wagon. And then I would find myself stay through Wendy's drive-through on a daily basis because their chicken sandwich was so damn good.
Right. How many years of your life do you think you spent yo-yo dieting, Patti?
Oh my gosh, I would say I bet a good 20 years off and on.
So, Patti, tell us now, how is your relationship with food different? Describe your relationship with food today.
My relationship with food today is just for me to get energy, um, to make it through the day. I'm not thinking about food all the time. I prepare my own meals and stay healthy. It's just more relaxing. Like the light bulb went on for me probably during this COVID. And so I have a different mindset that to just get up every day, do the best instead of trying to do more. I just feel good. And when you feel good, finally that clicked too, that why don't I just keep doing it?
Mm. Yeah, something really clicked for you this year. I mean,
Yeah.
2020 has been arguably the worst year for a lot of people, and you have not been exempt from that stress, right? Like there was work stress. Obviously, you work in the health field, so COVID is rampant, and you're dealing with that, navigating it. But this has been an amazing year for you and your goals. I mean, working together, I've seen this major light bulb happen in you. And just a few coaching calls ago, we were talking about that click. What do you think led to that light bulb moment?
Well, I really committed to taking care of myself. So I do a lot more of that. The past me has been always go, 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 worry about other people, making this person happy. And I say a lot to myself every day. This is my life.
Mm,
I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to put myself first, and everything else is on the back burner.
I
And
love
I think
that.
that helped a lot with my progress, because I fell into eating what I want, nourishing myself. I'm just concentrating on me.
I think you hit on two really important things, Patti. One is prioritizing yourself, your needs, your health, because we grew up in a culture where we're supposed to serve other people and put other people first, and that puts us at the bottom of the list. But you've lived a lot of your life recognizing that I'm never going to get to my goals if I don't advocate for me and my health, because nobody else is going to. And two, mindfulness. Instead of saying, I have to do these rules perfectly or I fail, I fall off the wagon, we have taught you how to listen to your body and be imperfectly perfect, right? So, hey, what do I have the capacity to do today? What does my body need today? And then just showing up in the best way you know how. And even if you have a rough day, a bad day, a stressful day, you just pick yourself back up and keep going. I think that's been a huge difference. Two big things that have led to your success.
Yeah. Just living each day to the very best,
Yeah.
feeling good. Not The big thing was getting rid of the brain fog.
Mm.
Like for many, many years, I had so much brain fog. Like I couldn't even tell you that my car was parked out front. I was just going around doing the motions, and then you wonder how the heck you got here.
Yeah. Which brings us to talking about some of the amazing progress you've seen. I mean, I think this started as a weight loss journey for you. And I'll brag on you, Patti, right? You've been amazingly successful at dropping over 100 pounds. But throughout our journey together, it became less about weight and it became more about a quality of life. So we started looking at your blood sugars and what are they doing and how can we reduce them in a healthy way, getting rid of that brain fog. How can I use nutrition to be more energized and more present in my life? We've talked about your joints. How can I help my body to feel well so that I can move without pain and without aches? And I think we made it so much more about, I want to feel good in my body. And yes, weight loss was a part of that, but you weren't living and dying by the scale anymore. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah. I very rarely get on the scale. Um, at the most, it might be once a week, but not even that. But you know what I think the big light bulb was? Kelly said to me, find a why that's stronger than your excuses. And I journaled about that. And I think we had this conversation because having diabetes, I was like, okay, I want to get off my diabetic meds, but I wasn't specific.
Hmm.
And I dumbed it down to I'm scared as hell to lose a limb, to be on dialysis, and all the other bad stuff about diabetes. And I think that was really my light bulb moment when I did all that as opposed to just general. I went specific.
Right. Yeah, you set a SMART goal, which is specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, and it's time bound and it's realistic. So we always say if your why is strong enough, your how will figure itself out. And Kelly, who you mentioned, she's one of your accountability buddies, right? She was
Yes.
spot on. If you have a strong why and you understand how your life is going to change by you prioritizing yourself and your care and your health, you are going to be successful because you won't fall back into old patterns as often and you won't give up on yourself and give in to those excuses. And I think what you said is it's very real, Patti. Like it's a huge quality of life change. If you change nothing and you give in to every excuse, you could be looking at a very different quality of life than the one you're looking at now because you are choosing foods that promote healthy blood sugars and you are reversing your diabetes diagnosis. So I love that. Yeah, your why is so hugely powerful. If you could tell the woman listening to this, maybe she's wearing similar shoes as to you. She spent a lot of her life dieting, yo-yoing back and forth between following rigid rules and then going through drive-through and binging on things because she feels like that's how she has to live her life, but she's struggling with maybe negative health outcomes. She doesn't feel good in her body. What would you say to that woman? What did you need to hear before you started this journey and we started working together?
It doesn't matter how many diets you do. It's you can't even say it's the science. It's a lot of your mind and the accountability that you need and the smarts from a nutritionist who's going to lead you on the journey that you really want. And if you want it bad enough, you can do it. And there isn't any diet out there that is going to get you where you want to go. You just need to say to yourself when you're dieting, can I do this? Can I see myself doing this for the rest of my life? And if you're not willing to put in the time and think you're worth it, you're just going to be dieting for the rest of your life. You're going to be frustrated. You have to get to your happy place.
And you have decided, hey, I'm worth the time that it takes. And this is going to last me forever. And it's going to help me be healthy for the rest of my life. I don't care if this takes longer. You have a motto that's turtle style, right? I'm going at this
Yeah,
turtle
yeah.
style. And I think it's why, Patty, in part, you've been so successful is you've put your blinders on to the 30-day diets and the detoxes and the quick fixes. And you've said, nope, this feels great for me and it's working. And I'm just going to keep working the steps until I get to where I want to go ultimately, and celebrating all the little progress that happens in the middle.
I had to make myself number one. That was the bottom line.